expected. What do you do when you make a mistake like that? You get breakfast. That's what you do.
So if you're new here, I like to design bike routes where I have about a 50-50 shot of finishing. I'm Dave, and for this route, I'm attempting to complete 500 miles around Central Florida in 7 days. Last time, I planned 105 miles the first day, had a false start due to a GoPro battery problem, then it got beautiful, cruised down the coast, had lunch, got nose strips, found the coast-to-coast trail, camped at Gemini Springs, and had a productive day.
Well, good morning. I'm doing the last little bit of packing. Camped here at Gemini last night, Gemini Springs, and I'm getting ready to go through the Withlacoochie State Forest today. Got another 90 plus miles on tap, 107 yesterday. So it's a beautiful day. It's winds forecasted to be low, and we should be good to go. Good morning. Got on the road from Gemini Springs this morning, and 40 degrees at wake up. I think it dipped down to 39. Continuing to head west today, get my first test on unpaved late in the day through the Withlacoochie State Forest. We'll see how that goes. Now we're climbing over a bridge right out of the gate.
So I followed the wide, inviting, nicely paved path along the water for a couple of miles until I asked myself, why am I heading southeast? After a brief stop, I realized I missed a turn, so I headed back into the wind until I reached the nondescript sidewalk path that was the actual coast-to-coast trail.
Well, that's not what I expected. That pretty little jaunt down to Lake Monroe cost me 5 miles. First glitch of the day. So, what do you do when you make a mistake like that? Well, you get breakfast. That's what you do. So, that's where I am. Got some quick breakfast and back on the trail. Well, all you locals on the coast to coast around the Sanford, Florida area, it's tricky. I gotta be honest. It's tricky. Got turned around twice. Just gotta stay patient. Not a big deal. Keep moving.
So after getting turned around twice, I quickly realized that I was in for a well-populated urban trail challenge today, with lots of stop and go. Actually, more stop than go. Then I had to negotiate some very technical overpasses and underpasses to add to the overall vibe. Here are a few scenic snapshots of the coast-to-coast trail through this part of Central Florida.
Well, one of those days. I've gotten turned around twice on the Coast to Coast Trail, and I've had to backtrack. So, like they taught me in Army aviation, you don't want to run out of airspeed, altitude, and experience all at the same time. And it's always safety first, safety always. So what I'm going to do is pivot today and get to Clermont. I was planning on hoteling anyway tonight, but everything had to go perfect to get through the Withlacoochie State Forest. I do not want to go through there and get stuck at night. That's just not, and try to navigate, you know, counting on all the lights to work, everything has to work perfect, and then I come out on the other side on a very busy road in the dark. The goal today now, new goal, is to stop in Clermont, be mid-afternoon, early to mid-afternoon, get reset, do a reset day, get everything charged up. I'd rather do that mid-afternoon, get a good dinner, start real early in the morning, and knock out the large chunk tomorrow. So that's the plan. That's the new plan.
After relenting to the inevitable outcome that my day was basically finished, I was rewarded with the quaint little town of Winter Garden. Just 14 miles west of downtown Orlando, Winter Garden is a lakefront community rich in history with a thriving arts and culture scene and bustling historic downtown. Centennial Plaza, known as the city's outdoor living room, invites passers-by with lush landscaping, a majestic tiled fountain, swings and benches, and it's where visitors can find weekly live music during Fridays on the plaza. The day's urban experience culminated along the West Orange Trail, crossing the Florida Turnpike, and then I began to ride the slow, rolling terrain approaching Clermont. For those of you who think Florida is flat, I invite you to check out Lake County. And for additional perspective, the entire 500-mile route has over 8,000 feet of climbing. For your convenience, I'll put today's ride with GPS route in the description below. And yes, it will even include all of my turnarounds. Hey, let me know in the comments below what your 50-50 challenge is this year. I'd love to hear more about it.
All right. Cue the sound of the broken record, or the scratch record. Young people, you can talk to the old people in your life to explain that to you. I made it half of what I planned today. Completely underestimated the complexity of getting around Sanford and the technical trails. I had several missed turns and had to go back even with GPS guidance. So long day, short, but we're in Clermont. We'll get after it tomorrow, and it's just better to stop a little early today, get reset. I gotta go through the forest tomorrow, and the forest is gonna be kind of a 30-mile trek unpaved, and I just didn't want to do that in the dark. So it's all good. It's all good. We'll try it again tomorrow. He was like, "Hey man, you're gonna get a fine out here if you don't have orange on." And I'm like, "Hey, thanks." I'm so tempted right now to play the hay cow trick.